It's Kevin here. So, I know I haven't made a video in a while. I know. I get it. You know, that kind of stuff. So, today we're actually going to do a complete different video than I normally do. I don't even upload videos, to be honest. I don't even upload videos. No, but today I want to do a video on the updates to my server. Now, you're probably wondering what I've been doing when I'm not live streaming, when I'm on school. I'm updating my server. I've been updating my server for the last few weeks, and Riftco Live hasn't really come out with any new content, mostly because I've just been very busy on working on very small updates, very small builds, and very small designs. Basically, I did a lot of cool stuff, and I really thought you might like this video. So I'm going to cut this video down into 3 parts, which will be the rifted in locations, the biome locations, and the desert village. Basically, these 3 will be added in, and I hope you'll enjoy the video. Don't forget also, if you see this, don't forget to like and sub, comment down below what you want to see, and I will see you all next time. Peace out, everybody. So the first update, I'm going to put music in the background in post-production, so if it's a bit quiet, don't worry about that. So the first update, I want to show you the desert village. Now originally, this village was right here, and it was very blind. Like, you couldn't see where it was, there was no indication, all you saw was like little markings on the floor, basically. So in return, I update the village to have a bit more of a modern theming. You go to game mode spectator so I can give you a better view of it. The original thought of the village was that this is a desert village. You don't really have as much... Alright. One take, one go. So basically, the whole concept was I wanted to make a village that was based around like a kingdom. Because here's the thing, we already have the Raider faction. I showed this off in another video and in many live streams. We have raiders, right? These people that will literally steal, thieve, and build off of taking stuff. So my thought was, well, if you had a village. The first thing I want to show you was this is just based off the village, and this will be an actual rift location. There's 2 of them, actually. The first one will be the castle, and unlike most, the castle is my favorite build of all of them. I actually built the castle before the land, so that's why the castle looks very nice. But the castle is the first to build, and I really like it. It's not that much, but it does give off the feeling of, like, this doesn't really fit in, but it helps the village. Then you have some watchtowers, you have some, like, these are player-made builds. You have some player-built structures, a player-built house. And then you have, like, churches, you have village houses, which I actually modeled off of more modern designs. So I kind of hope you'll like this. And you have these massive farms that basically outlast the very tiny farms they have here. Then you also have... These are village houses. Each village house has been updated to fit the desert theming that little bit better. Each house having 2 stories, room for more villagers, you know, that kind of stuff. I just thought it would make the village smooth around better. And there's only 1 house of an original village house left behind, which is what I always do with villages. But I felt like this would be a really cool concept, like, update the village, and also we have some new structures, like, I noticed that this thing didn't have, like, a church building, so I made 2 custom churches, this being the first custom church, which I really like. I love this custom church, it's cool looking, and it just gives off that temple, like a desert temple vibe, but also has a lot more support. You have a blacksmithing workstation here, which they actually made it look very nice. I didn't know what to do with it, so I kind of just built randomly. Then you have a player-built house, which I kind of like. This is just another player house. You have an outpost tower, which I don't know why villagers don't have these. I don't know. You also have a teleporter, which I think is more of a Riftco thing, which I really love doing. And at the very end, you have another player-built house. Because this is like the player area, player-built house. And then you have a Mario pipe, just because. And then you have this thing, which I don't know what it really is. But that's not it for the village. There's a few more locations. The next location for the village is the Rogue's Lab. Rogue's Lab is part of the village and sticks out here. I thought it'd be really cool to have something that made it look way more different than like a regular village. So this laboratory sticks on the corner and overlooks the strange hell portals or hell islands there. I really like the idea of like having this because if you look around, this gives off like an oasis. Oh, if it's too hot to go to a village, you can swim around here and cool off. I kind of like the idea. But that's not it. The village has one more church and a rifted location. And I said before I'd organize them, but the truth was they're all kind of scattered, so I'm going to show them off while I'm here so I don't have to run back and forth, because the last thing I want to do is I run back and forth, get lost, and forget where I am. Alright, and now we have I think this is the Riftco City Park Street, which is based off a map my friend made called the Riftco City. And I basically just modeled part of the street to just exist, with a summoning circle on the bottom, which if you actually went down here, you can actually see that there is an original lineage. So on Twitter I actually showed this off. Then you have the Riftco City Street, which I thought would be really cool just to kind of break up the yellows and beiges. And then you have the one and only Clay Temple. Now the Clay Temple, I don't really have a reason for. I kind of just wanted to make the Clay Temple this pretty standard build. Now, the reason I made the Clay Temple a Clay Temple was because it's terracotta, one, that's basically clay, but two is because I thought it'd be really cool to have a temple based around, like, more rural, more natural blocks, because the village, it's using stone, and using lights and lanterns. This one's using a lot more of a wood, and clay, and terracotta, and all that, and I thought it'd be really cool to just kind of, like, switch it up, like the temple was built into the ground or something. I'm going to balance out the sand more, but yeah. Also, I was going to finish off an eye for another creeper face here, but I'll do that later on. So now that I got the village complete, let's show off the next thing, that being the Rift Zone. Right, so the next location I am super excited to show is called the Rift Zone, and this is the entire area, basically. To explain this, the Rift Zone isn't really much of a zone, but more of like an entire location, I guess I can say. To explain what I mean, the Rift Zone is basically just a location that is a collaboration of different realities, basically. So, like, where the corrupted castle used to be, you now have this massive area of houses, which I'm guessing inhabitants try to live on now. You have these massive, like, a small neighboring area now that was constructed around here. You have some castles that were built, which I actually love. All this was built by me, by the way, so I took way too long to build this. Sorry if I didn't upload for a while. So you have some of the rift trees. This is basically what I mean. If you look at these trees, they might be wondering, oh, they look so familiar. Well, that's because they are exactly the same as the Reality, or as Reality Bloom 413, except these are more natural versions. And I kind of want to mix up the concept of creating this entire chunk of islands rather than having a small castle. So the thing I did was I started off with like this small little area, put some debris around here, built some houses, linked it all up to kind of give off that effect. And then the more I added in, you have like part of a village. So like you would have part of this like smelting village. You have part of a castle, like right here. Then you also have, this is built by players. This is a player built castle. This isn't like that one. So this is like a player built castle here. You have another player built castle. Then you also have more trees around here, some arcs. Like, that were definitely built by players. Like, you definitely tell what was built by a player and what was pulled in. You have this massive pool of water that is definitely from the waterfall. And I tried to blend this all together so that when you go down the minecart track, you can kind of see below the land. You also then have, let me see if I can show you the rest. Then you also have the pool here, which actually looks more like a cave, but that's the whole concept. I want to make it look like a really neat cave. You go around here, and so kind of loops all back around. And the next cool thing is the next location next to it isn't related to the Reality 414, but instead is related to the mushroom biome. And I thought that'd be really cool. I just really want to mix up a little bit of the biome colors, so it's not just ruins and designs, but instead it's a lot more of a conceptual build. Then when you go by here, you have like ruins of what the society before looked like. You know, on here, and you have some mushroom build. As warped planks are from the nether mushrooms, so I kind of tried to mix all that together. You go around here, and you can tell that the castle here, the based off Mario Castle, is basically overgrown with mushrooms. You also have this really cool, like, entry picture. This is a really cool picture spot on the server that I really thought of. And then you also have a bunch of other spots too, like to get up here, you have to jump from this platform, go across here, then you just climb up, then you go through here, and you're up to there. Basically, the whole idea was there are different areas to open up in, and I just thought it'd be really freaking cool just to add like different chunks of land, because at the end, this is Rifco. You do have a bunch of random stuff happening, so I thought it'd be really cool just kind of like throw these massive unstable chunks of land across the area. As well as this, I thought it'd be really cool. Like, I think I showed this off before on YouTube Shorts. I'm not fully sure. But this is called the test zone. And I thought it'd be basically the original concept was I want to make a floating island of sorts. Basically, the floating island would have started off as very small in the middle. Like, originally it started off just as this floating land chunk. I think I called this location before Fusion Farms. Yeah, I called this location before Fusion Farms, and I've changed it to the Rift Zone because the amount of stuff that I've changed. Like, here's what I mean. Basically, I want to mix, if you didn't know, I want to create a biome area that would be based off of, like, in Fortnite, I think is, like, the event. One of my favorite events. You can all get mad at me, but my favorite event was the island creation event, because I thought that was a really fun event. I don't care if it was boring to most people, I liked it. It was a cool event. So I took some inspiration and created something very similar, where you have the middle island being the quantum core, or the core unit, which I should probably recover. And then on one side, you have chunks of road. You have these road chunks, which I'm thinking of switching up to be more Rifco themed colored, so I can kind of mix it all up. Then you also have buildings, chunks of the Deadlands, or 414, so 414's chunks, as well as older buildings, chunks of that, as well as some chunks like chunks of an old ocean biome, and so on. I also want to build a clock here, which would have been, I don't know, I think this might be player made, but it's probably also linked in, I'm not sure. But then on the complete other side, you have the Winter Wastelands, which I liked it. You know what? This is really cool. It took me forever to build these. Like, this took so long to do. Like, just to build the ice half, I had to build these islands from scratch and then build around it like crazy. So that was a fun part. The hard part was getting trees on it because I thought growing trees would make it look better, but it didn't, but whatever. And it also made like floating chunks of ice with it as well. And that was it. This is the entire location. Now, like I said, this took way longer than it should have. And also, you have this little tiny cabin. I thought it'd be really cool. Like, at the very end, I threw this little cabin here, just so, like, someone's house got pulled in. That's about it for the Rifted Zone. I mean, there also is another part of the Rifted Zone, which is the craters, but I'm not gonna talk about the craters. But I think there's one more spot I missed. Unless I forgot about it. I don't know if I showed this off last time. The new Bloom River there. The house for the fisherman, which actually has a tugboat, which he is trying to clean up the water from the corruption from beforehand, but it's still thriving underwater. So that might be a big whole map update later on. Which that'll be a cool looking map update, I'm not gonna lie. That'll be a really cool one. And I think these were shown off before. These definitely were in like older streams and videos. So you have Hostile Hot Springs and the Perilous Pyramids. And then you also have just the Loot Castle, which I think the fisherman might be stealing some loot as well. I don't know if this relates to the fisherman or if it's just an area. So yeah, that's all there is really to it. I don't really have many other places I can show, mostly because there really isn't many areas I've updated other than here. I mean, I could show the tower, so we're just gonna cut to that. Okay, so by this point, I cut the video, and I guess this counts as an update for the tower and how much bigger it is, but I don't really count the tower as an update. The tower is kind of just like a random free build concept, like how big can I get this cat before I kind of lose my mind. So yeah, that's basically the tower. I don't really know if there's anything other needed in this. I mean, it's cool looking, I guess. But yeah, I'll cut to see if I can... Basically, I'll cut the video now. And if I can find anything else, I'll do it. If I can't find anything, I will end the video. Okay, so I do have a few updates here. I completely forgot about them, but I will show you these updates very, very quickly. First, I want to show the Winter Wasteland change to the old lab, because remember before, the lab was slightly frozen over. Now it's completely frozen over, and I love the way it looks. This took a while to do, but if you go in here, you notice that the entire area is chilled over, frozen. You can't. Like, everything in here is completely frozen over. There isn't anything that isn't cold. Now, the reason I did this was because the Winter Wasteland did originally start in this corner, so I thought it'd be really cool to kind of like expand it a little bit, you know. Like, I don't like updating any area that already has a ton of updates to them, mostly because it's just kind of cool just to kind of have as like a gimmick. As well as the glacier has taken over part of Freezy's ice cream, which I have completely forgot Freezy's even existed for a while. So I don't think anything in here changed. No, nothing in here changed. But yeah, that's actually new. Also, the sad news is my friend MJ no longer plays Minecraft. Is it one of those things I wish he still played? So I shut down Vinyl Studios for now. Because the truth is, I'm gonna miss my friend. So like you'd enter, like, okay, let me show you. So like you'd have the walk-in through here. And Vinyl Studios is kind of closed for now. I mean, I haven't used it, and I still wish we did that stream. But, yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. This wasn't on my behalf as well. Vinyl, he asked me literally to remove his house, so... There you go, brother. It's sad, but at the very end, that's how things are. Also, I don't know if I showed this. Did I show this last video or stream? Tell me in the comments. I don't think I showed this. But this is the 1.17 bloom, actually. The 1.17.1 bloom is one of my favorite blooms, and I swear to God, this took forever. Dear Lord, this took forever, but I love the way it turned out. So, ended off in my house, actually. I'll end off the video in my house. If I missed anything, please tell me in the comments. But I am going to go through my old footage and see if anything is left. So, one second. So, I rewatched my film. Or the intro, and I guess I said there is a biome location or a biome update area. I think I should have said that before. There isn't really much. I think the rifted zone and the biome change location are the same thing. So before you ask, like, oh, why is there no biome update? It's because they're the same thing. They're literally the same thing. They're just slightly different. But yeah. I'm at the end video here because I'm gonna be having, I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I didn't want to stream today, so we're just gonna, I'm just gonna make this video, edit it all together, and, end it off. I'm gonna end it off in this little cave area, so we can get, like, a really cool, like, backdrop when we try and get that. Just a little bit too short. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So I want to thank you all. So I want to thank you all for watching the video. Seriously, this is one of those times where I work really hard to make content. Look, I get it. You probably have no bloody clue what this map is, because a lot of people don't. But the whole point is, I work really hard to make this map. A lot of my friends are busy, and so I'm doing this by myself a lot of times. But if you do like this video, don't forget to like, sub, and comment down below. It really does help out the channel, seriously. But I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a really fun thing I love doing. I love making videos on this building and having a great time. So, if you do like this, don't forget to like and sub. It really does help the channel out. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. This probably won't get me there. In fact, I don't think I'll ever will get there. But that's a challenge for me. I want to keep going. I want to keep trying. So, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Post-production is going to take a while. Basically, I'm going to have to do a lot of post-production for this. Basically being, all this kind of stuff. Small build stuff. And, basically, I'm just going to be trying to find music for this area. So, yeah. Hopefully you like this video. Peace out, everyone. Have a great day. I'm going to actually have a busy afternoon. But, I'll see you next time.